Hello and good evening, Alexandria area seniors, family, and friends. I had my welcoming speech for this very moment, all planned out for you, since the beginning of the third quarter. I was going to talk about how 20 years ago I graduated from high school, and on the day of my high school graduation, I left for Army basic training. And if someone would have asked me where I saw myself in 20 years, it definitely wasn't a speaker at a high school graduation. How the military and my life experiences have taught me to adapt and overcome situations that are out of my control. And now, just like all of you, my plans changed. In recent history, there has not been a senior class of high school students who have had to adapt so quickly to a new paradigm of learning as you seniors have. The current situation that we find ourselves in has created an environment in which all of you rapidly had to change and approach learning, socializing, and high school altogether in a new way. Though you were in an environment where you could have easily given up and not done your homework, you could have made excuses on why you couldn't succeed in distance learning. You could have just quit. You didn't. Instead, you, the class of 2020, demonstrated a willingness to adapt and overcome with a desire to succeed. You, the class of 2020, demonstrated a degree of resiliency that those before you have not had to, and you succeeded. All of you deserve this moment. Your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, and other family members and friends all deserve to share this moment with you. And although it is not what we hoped for or planned for, all the people who care about you have never lost perspective on what an outstanding group of seniors you are and how you endured and adapted. Your resilience has made you successful, and it will continue to help you succeed for the rest of your life. So, as I too have had to adapt to a new way of sharing my words and thinking about education, one thing has not changed for me: how honored I am to welcome you, the Alexandria Area High School graduating class of 2020, to your graduation celebration. It is your day.
I've been blessed with the honor to welcome beloved teachers and staff, parents and families, and the class of 2020 to this year's graduation celebration. Thank you to parents for all your support for the 4 years of our high school career. I want to give a special thank you to our awesome teachers and staff for the incredible work they've done to allow us to continue learning in as much normality as possible. Today is the day, Alexandria seniors, that we graduate. I would love to say the High School Musical line, "We're all in this together," but sadly, when we look back on our high school experience, most of us are only going to remember this period of being apart. Class of 2020, while this isn't at all what we pictured or what our parents pictured for our senior year, it's what we've got. I could stand up here and talk about the difficulty of distance learning and social distancing, but this would be futile, as everyone here has felt their effects. What I want to do is talk about the future. I have big dreams and goals for the future, and I'm guessing most of you do as well. No one has the same dreams. That's just one more thing that makes us unique. However, we are all chasing something. Actor Denzel Washington says these two words: fail big. What does this mean? This means don't be scared to fail. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. So why not fail while gunning towards your biggest dreams? High school has taught a lot of us how to succeed using the procrastination method. I can study tomorrow. I can do that assignment tomorrow. If there's anything we can learn from the past few months, is that there's no guarantee of a tomorrow. I'll say it again. There's no guarantee of a tomorrow. If you really want your goals to happen, you have to go out there and start now. I applaud those of you who have already gone out and started working hard on your journey to accomplish your dreams and goals. For those of you that haven't, here's my challenge to you. Find your drive. Oxford Dictionary defines drive as a biologically determined urge to attain a goal or satisfy a need. Personally, I disagree with this. What you can and can't do isn't determined by biology. It isn't determined by your parents, your family, or your ancestors. What you can and can't do is determined by you and only you. With that being said, I have faith that each and every one of you will accomplish all of your wildest dreams and goals. I just know it's going to happen. We're the class of 2020, for goodness sake. If anyone can do it, it's us.
Deep into the open roads. We go into this gray bright morning, leave the rest of this world behind, falling into this gray bright morning, you and I. Treat me like a best friend does. We don't have to speak at all. Counting clouds and chasing dreams through the streams and waterfalls. Decor toes into the open roads. We go into this gray bright morning, leave the rest of this world behind, falling into this gray bright morning, you and I. You and I. We go into this gray bright morning, leave the rest of this world behind, falling into this gray bright morning, you and I. We go into this gray bright morning, leave the rest of this world behind, falling into this gray bright morning, you and I, you and
September 2007, most of us started kindergarten, and with it, a goal. The goal to make it all the way and graduate. It was like a bright neon sign way out in the distance that we didn't really notice at first, but the closer it got, the more glaring it became. It started as just this little glimmer, and slowly became clearer and clearer. The path started to unfold before us, and we kept on going, one foot in front of the other. We ran towards that goal, and we stumbled, full-on face planted a couple of times, but we got back up, and we kept on going. All of us started in different places, and all of us took very different paths, but we are all at the end now. Bumps and bruises, scars and all. We did it. 2020. This year has been the year I, as well as all of us here, have had etched into our heads for 13 years. That final shiny marker on a road we set out on before we really knew anything. And we didn't expect it to look like this. These last few months have been difficult and unprecedented. We were split and forced to adapt to something we had no idea how to, but we did it. One foot in front of the other, even if it felt like we had concrete blocks for shoes. And as hard as it can be right now, try to remember the good things. Your wins, your finales, your best memories. Those are the things you hold on to because that is what is going to lift you up to your next step. Don't let anything weigh you down because, no, it wasn't all pretty. But that doesn't matter because we finished, and we finished strong. And so right now, I think we all deserve one big final deep breath, one big old sigh of relief. We earned that one. Thank you.
I knew that this class would leave some type of mark, but I never thought it would be this big. and here's why. Starting with kindergarten, we all loved school because, let's be real, everyone loved Kindertown. But by the time we started getting homework and school actually took a little bit of effort, we all didn't like it as much as we hoped we would, and probably took it for granted just a little bit. Coming into our senior year, we were all thinking the same things. I can't wait for it to be over. Can't wait to go to college, to move on to bigger and better things. But now I know that there's a little bit of regret in each and every single one of us, including me. From leaving school a little early just so we can fit in that extra nap, or not coming at all, we all wish that we could take it back. Or at least I know I would. Our senior year was put on pause because of an unfortunate situation. Our class never thought that this was going to be our way out of high school. We never planned on missing the experiences that we had been hoping for so long. The one and only good thing that has came from this horrible situation is the fact that our class is stronger and closer than ever before. Instead of dwelling on what we lost and what we can't do together as a class, we decided to be our own light at the end of this crazy tunnel and be thankful for the memories that we do have together and putting our own spin on making some new ones and how we were going to leave our mark at this school. The class of 2020 has had one heck of a ride. We won some games, we lost a few more. We came together and we were there for the good and bad. We supported each other no matter what the outcomes were. So yes, maybe we did lose a few experiences that almost every senior is guaranteed to have. But I can promise you this, not every senior class voluntarily hangs out in a school parking lot every Wednesday night, or go plays kickball just so we can go say hi to our friends, create time capsules, or even make videos just to show who we are as a class because we feel everyone should know. It may sound cheesy, well, because it is, but it was never about missing the big events. It was never about missing prom or graduation. It was about missing our friends and teachers and losing the strong connections that we've created over the past 4 years. It was about how nothing would ever be the same for the class of 2020. So congratulations, class of 2020. Not only did we finally get to graduate high school, but we all are going to be a part of a new chapter in a history book.
You say there's so much you don't know. You need to go and find yourself. You say you'd rather be alone, 'cause you think you won't find it tied to someone else. Ooh, who said it's true that the growing only happens on your own? They don't know me and you. I don't think you have to leave if to change is what you need. You can change right next to me. When you're high, I'll take the lows. You can ebb and I can flow, and we'll take it slow and grow as we go. Grow as we go. You won't be the only one. I am unfinished, I've got so much left to learn. I don't know how this river runs, but I like the company through every twist and turn. Ooh, who said it's true that the growing only happens on your own? They don't know me and you. I don't think you have to leave if the change is what you need. You can change right next to me. When you're you're high, I'll take the loads. You can ebb and I can flow, and we'll take it slow and grow as we go. Grow as we go. Grow as we go. Grow as we go. I don't know who we'll become. I can't promise, it's not written in the stars. But I believe that when it's done, you're gonna see that it was better that we grew up together. Tell me you don't want to leave, 'cause if the change is what you need, you can change right next to me. When you're high, I'll take the lows. You can ebb and I can flow, and we'll take it slow and grow as we go. Grow as we go. Grow as we go. Grow as we go.
Hello, my name is Jordan Scherber, and I'm honored to give the class of 2020's commencement address. At this point, I'd like all graduates to take a moment and stand up and hug the people that are in the room with you, and thank them for everything that they've done. And now that there's probably a lot of positive vibes flowing through the room right now, it would probably be a good idea to ask them for some money, because you're probably going to need it when you have to move out soon. Thank you. Okay. Seniors, I've been teaching in Alexandria for the last 6 years. When I was asked to speak to you today, I kept thinking of what wisdom can I share with you. In many ways, I'm still trying to figure things out myself. There have been all kinds of messages that have popped into my head over the last 4 months. My notebook is currently riddled with different thoughts and messages and passages that have popped into my head. And as I was sifting through all the scribbles of messages, one message seemed to stand out, one that seemed to become more and more relevant as the days went on. That message is the fable of the donkey and the well. If you have taken my Top 20 course, you've probably heard this story. It all began when an old donkey was traveling across a farmer's field and accidentally fell into a well. The well was deep, and there was no chance for it to be rescued. The donkey sat at the bottom of the well and cried for help. The farmer finally came, and he knew there was no chance he could rescue the donkey. So he decided his best option was to fill the well with dirt so no other animal would have to suffer the same fate. Now you can imagine when the farmer started shoveling dirt, the donkey began to panic. It cried and pleaded for the farmer to stop. And after a few minutes of shoveling, the noise from the well subsided. The farmer paused to look down in the well, expecting to see nothing but dirt, and saw the donkey standing there looking at him. The farmer didn't know how this was possible, so he took another shovelful of dirt and threw it down the well. And what he saw amazed him. That as the dirt hit the donkey, it would immediately shake it off, pack it down with its feet, and step up. The next pile came, and the donkey would again shake it off, pack it down, and step up. This process continued until finally the dirt was high enough for the donkey to be able to just walk right out and continue on its journey across the field and lived happily ever after. Now, every time I tell this story, I always ask what the moral is. And I usually get classic answers like, never give up, or good things happen to those who don't quit. And those are perfectly fine answers. They're great messages, and they're true. However, I always like to think this story is more about choice, specifically the choices that we make when times get tough. The moment the first pile of dirt fell on the donkey, it had two choices: to either lay down and die or shake it off and step up. In your lives, you will often be faced with a similar choice. The path that lies ahead of you will not always be easy. And when adversity strikes, you're going to have to decide: will I lay down? Will I quit? Will I whine and complain, blame others, feel sorry for myself? Or am I going to choose to brush myself off, pick myself up, and make the most of the hand that I'm dealt? Lately, it feels like life's been throwing a lot of dirt on you. And as bad as it may hurt, the reality is this will not be the last time that you'll face adversity. Life is full of challenges, and every time the world throws dirt on you and expects you to lay down, you're going to have to ask yourself, do I stay down or do I brush myself off and step up? What you choose to do in these moments defines you. It becomes your legacy. Over the last 6 years, I feel blessed to have gotten to know so many of you. And if you have shown me anything about who you are and what type of character you possess, it's that you are bright, you are selfless, and you are stronger than you know. This may not have been the storybook ending to your senior year, but that's okay, because your story isn't over. Today marks the beginning of a new and exciting chapter in your life, where you get to become the next generation of leaders. And when it's all said and done, your time here will be just a small part of the legacy that you have left behind. Your future is waiting, and you're ready. So don't get down when times get tough. Shake it off and step up. Congratulations, class of 2020, on everything that you have and that you will accomplish. We are all so proud of you.
Superintendent Kritz, members of the school board, I hereby certify that the students before you have met the graduation requirements set forth by District 206 in the state of Minnesota.
Members of the Board of Education and the Alexandria Public School District community, I am pleased to present the class of 2020.
Zachary Dean Onenson. Matthew Richard Adolphson. Allie Renee Albers. Radford Thomas Allen Opp. Hallie Sue Anderson. Hayden Alyssa Anderson. Luke Thomas Anderson. Ashley Marie Andres. Tyler Lee Arvidsson. Jaden Lucille Othman. Harleanne Marie Boss. Kira May Bayerwalde. Marissa Louise Baker. Joshua Richard Ballou. Tyler Lewis Bendixson. Emily Mary Benham. Ruby Charlotte Bertrand Peterson. Joseph William Bigger. Shane Allen Birkland. Amanda Marie Bittman. Abigail Elizabeth Blank. Cade Lawton Blankenship. Cora Madeline Basil. Paige Madison Basil. Isaac Dale Curtis Bettner. Heaven Rose Bordak. Autumn Marie Bourne. Ryan Marvin Boris. Trinity Ty Borstad. Jenica Nicole Bostock. Autumn Teal Boats. Annie Ray Bowser. Cody Robert Branson. Tate Douglas Bright Kreitz. Caitlin Tracy Bright. Julia L. Brito. Autumn Elizabeth Bruns. Tyler Robert Burgess. Willard Todd Burgess. Carly Grace Burns. Kara Burrows. Matthew Brian Carlson. Jordan Alexander Carlson. Joseph Mark Carlson. Angelina Marie Karen. Sierra Joe Corey. Riley Jeffrey Koval. Connor Duane Crosby. Madeira Elizabeth Dalside. Julia Grace Dollum. Logan Michael Davis. Marcus Jean Decker. Brian William Denke. Caleb Christian DeVore. Mary Ellen Dietrich. Joria Jean Downing. Sydney Teresa Drew. Cody Drews. Jaden Lee Drews. Madeline Rose Dudley. Kirsten Llewell Deerstead. Shelby Jean Edmond. Patrick Mark Edwards. Haley Christine Egebrotten. Alex Marion Eggert. Daniel Manny Einerson. Emily May Elliott. Samantha N. Ellis. Ethan Scott Engelbrecht. Caitlin Rain Erickson. Caitlin Starr Erlandson. Riley Justine Fernholz. Robbie David Fiesick. Grace Helen Fink. David Wallace Fleming. Mitchell J. Lee Floating. Quade Fisher Forrestal. Ryan Michael Forrester. Jordan Lee Phrygian. Montana Blue Phrygian. Melissa Marie Fritz. Dane Rollin Galloway. Bobby Ann Galvin. Summer Louise Gerhart. Lauren Jane Gazelle. Aubrey Ray Getz. Tanner Randall Goki. Caitlin M. Gergen. Malachi William Golke. Wyatt Jeremiah Golke. Isabella Ruby Greathouse. Peyton Marlowe Green. Sadie Mae Green, Ella Jo Grove, Kara Ann Gunderson, Delana Lynn Gustafson, Sean Michael Hake, Asacia K. Halby, Dalton Andrew Hamry, Hadley Jeanne Hansen, Emily Catherine Hansen, Maya Divine Harapat, Annie Starr Harding, Hunter Logan Hastings, Jaden Paul Hedstrom, Malachi Thomas Hedstrom, Camille Elizabeth Hegstad, Donald Lee Helfrich III, Joshua Ryan Helmbrecht, Andrew John Hendrickson, Tyler Jordan Henning, Will Thomas Hergott, Zachary Selmer Hydale, Dominic Allen Hines, Courtney Mabel Hodgson, Blake Donald Helsher, Haley Lee Hoffman, Xavier Charles Hommelvig, Brendan David Edward Hauk, Kadra Rochelle Hovde, Jonathan Lyle Hovendick, Cade Nicholas Hughes, Shay Elsie Isendorf, Parker Allen Jabis, Mackenzie Page Jacobs, Landon Lee James, Emily K. Jensen, John William Jesnowski, Preston Alexander Johnson Biker, Carson John Jones, Zachary James Jones, Maggie Kingfu Callagher, Mariah Grace Kershaw, Joshua Paul Kitzman, Rose Gwendolyn Jade Kiltz, Dawson Daniel Klimick, Tanner Joseph Klimick, Ashley Renee Nuff, Carmen Elizabeth Kruger, Larissa Jo Lamb, Logan Matthew Lancaster, Tasha K. Lang, Nicholas Carl Langner, Amanda Joy Larson, Justin Gerald Larson, Sean Alexander Larson, Ashton Frederick Lay, Jairus Brian Lem, Maya Lynn Lesner, Spencer Dean Lindley, Casey May Leffler,
Cade Dennis Logie, Carson Lee Lovren, Olivia Grace Madej, Debbie Artis Malls-Geving, Jack David Marco, Devin Daniel Marsh, Cameron Marie Marshall, Jeremiah Richard Martinson, Ryan Dale Massman, Isaac John McCoy, Mia Ray McGrain, Jessica Renee McKnight, Paige Yvonne Melton, Jacob Thomas Mensing, Dylan Bullock Masita, Jacob Armando Mavison, Kaylee Nicole Meyer, Rebecca Lucille Meyer, Bethany Joy Miller, Carson Michael Miller, William Vincent Moga, Jameson John Molesworth, Nathaniel Craig Mulder, Ellison Faye Murphy, Austin James Nelson, Mercedes Lynn Nelson, Myra Elizabeth Nelson, Zachary Joseph Nelson, Cameo Ann Newman, Isaac Dwayne Norum, Brendan Scott Oberg, Kira Joanne O'Connor, Adam Donald Olenschlager, Ben Edwin Olson, Dylan James Olson, Julia Evelyn O'Neill, Luis Antonio Otto, Savannah Marie Overland, Christina Palmer, Sydney Lauren Pankinen, Ethan Eric Patience, Isaac Ivan Pazdernik, Derek Richard Pesta, Colby Dean Peterson, Graham Carl Peterson, Gavin Lawrence Pexa, McKinnon David Peffer, Eden May Phillips, Derek Matthew Peepo, Sandy Petones, Jacob Lee Porter, Alexis Marie Rieger, Alexis Catherine Rehovsky, Andrew Dennis Revering, Samuel Henry Revering, Cody James Richardson, Lauren Elizabeth Richmond, Jaden Jessica Reel, Sophia Ann Ritten, Katie Jane Robertson, Gage Cameron Robinson, Erica Ruth Roderick, Callista Patricia Rowers, Caitlin Ann Rogers, Hannah Rule, Seth Garrett Rumor, Taylor Lynn Rustand, Megan Catherine Rydberg, Jordan Emily Reimer, Jewel Marie Sines, Maya Jean Santelman, Taylor Josephine Sayer, Nathaniel Joseph Scheller, Allison Darlene Schmidt, Dominic Scott Schmidt, Emma May Schmidt, Nathan Anthony Schneiderhan, Sean Joseph Schneiderhan, Ethan Dwayne Schroeder, Connor John Schultz, Ethan Robert Schweik, Kendra Marie Scott, Tyler Dean Searle, Morgan Elaine Schell, Margaret Faith Shercliffe, Isaac Charles Siegel, Jacob Wesley Sierra, Caden Michael Silvestri, Riley Dean Simonson, Brendan Orion Scarpness, Ashton Joy Slavic, Abigail Elizabeth Snyder, Georgia Ann Snyder, Wyatt Andrew Snicker, Hunter James Springer, Reese Jane Stallman, Tristan Frederick Staples, Abby Noel Stark, Preston Ryan Steidel, Austin David Stoik, Asani Marie Stewart, Madison Romaine Strand, Brett Raymond Stranskove, Caleb Dennis Strong, Kaylee Lynn Sucksdorf, Micah Roslyn Summer, Hunter T. Svee, Jocelyn Lee Swenson, Bowen Troy Tesh, Chance Michael Thomas Thompson, Riley Gale Thompson, Jet Lee Thurston, Brianna Lee Tim, Trenton Nathaniel Taves, Mason Ann Toft, Megan Lee Townsend, Braden Michael Trenny, Michael James Trenny, Sydney Evelyn Trossel, Mark Allen Ehrman Jr., Gunnar Hawk Veraguth, Thomas Wayne Verkus, Lydia Elizabeth Waggy, Jacob Dylan Wallace, Hannah Marie Ward, Jace Daniel Wary, Bianca Marla Wegner, Mackenzie Karen Weigel, Eric J. Weiss, Karsten Christopher Wessel, Carly Ray Weary, Anya Paige Williams, Dominic Galen Wilson, Sydney Rose Wiseman, Jaden Shade Yetta, Matthew Derry Zick, Bria Elaine Zimmerman, Bruce Wayne Zinke Miller, Anna Elizabeth Zwilling.
Class of 2020 graduates, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I didn't want to be standing here doing what I'm doing right now. What do you say to a group of teenagers who have lost the capstone to an educational career? What I really want to do is walk into Mr. Dunanger's office and say, find somebody else. I mean, seriously, what do you tell a graduating class is the ultimate story about the struggles of school? The last 3 months of your high school career ranks up there with the infamous stories of walking uphill to school both ways and trudging through 12 feet of snow in shorts. I was seriously at a loss of what words of wisdom I could impart to a class that's had to sacrifice so much. Then the other day, one of my own kids came up to me and asked, hey, can I have a friend over? I quickly and abruptly said, no. And the usual series of protests and questions to my answer commenced. After listening to the usual onslaught of complaints, I gave the same response that I always do to one of my kids when they want money, a ride, a car, or any other number of things. It might question my reasoning or thought process. I said, you can't always get what you want to. I'm not even sure if they know it is a line from a classic Rolling Stones song, but usually I wait, they look at me exasperated, and walk away mumbling. It is after giving this line to one of my kids the other day that I finally figured out what I want to say to the class of 2020. It's, you can't always get what you want to. I can't see you right now, but take the shock and disgust off your face. I don't mean this in a mocking or condescending manner, but instead, I want you to finish the lyric as I have always waited for my children to do after I gave the refrain to something that they so desperately want or wanted to do, which is what I'm guessing, in this scenario, the class of 2020 would prefer. Being together as one and not watching on a monitor at home. If you are unsure, the next part of the line is, but if you try sometime, you get what you need. What I encourage you to do as a member of the class of 2020 is try. Try and look around you. If you're watching this, there's a pretty good chance you aren't watching this alone. You're watching this with the people who care about you and the people who love you and trust you the most. Think about it. They are there with you now for a reason. I want you to try and think about a community that is in pain over your sacrifice and has reached out to you in a manner and degree that is unprecedented. I want you to try and remember every administrator, teacher, and district staff member and reminisce about how they have impacted your life over the last 13 years and the comfort that they will be there for you beyond this day. Most importantly, I want you to think about your classmates. Imagine the last time you were all together as one. And know that unlike other graduating classes who disperse in a million different directions after graduation, there will be a time, I believe, where you will come together again. I honestly believe that if you try to look around, you will find what you need. A group of people that, no matter the adversity, have loved, supported, and guided you through the last 13 years. And I'm pretty sure that even though you don't get the graduation ceremony, so many classes before you have gone, and the one you most definitely deserve, and to be honest, it just sucks. Those same groups of people will love, support, and guide you much longer than any virus or quarantine. So try sometime, anytime. You will find you have what you have always needed need right now, and will need in the future. Thank you.
Graduates, I would ask at this time for each of you to rise up and place your graduation cap upon your head with your tassel hanging on the right side. Come on, get up, humor your parents. Thank you. Graduates, the cap and tassel you are now wearing represents belonging to a particular class that has reached a goal. However, you are not any class. You are the class of 2020. The class not to be pitied for the senior moments lost, but the class that will be remembered for their strength and resilience. Graduates, at this time, please move your tassel to the left of your cap. This represents your transition from candidate for graduation to graduate. Congratulations to the class of 2020.